Hello, my friends. SAmaryllis here to play more Cinders, specifically to get the grim fate ending with some Tobias lovin' on the side. We are getting very close to the end, so we're gonna see what happens next to Cinders. We just had our date with Tobias, and Cinders is alone again. So, it's nice to know that he has my back. I never had someone care for me like that before. We really have grown up, and our relationship matured with us. It's such a lovely night. I don't feel like going back home yet. I think I'll go and visit Mum. Madame Guide was right when she said I don't tend to her grave as much as I should. Alright, we're gonna go to the cemetery again. This time in the dead of night, which is still, the best decision one could make. Hi, Mum, it's me. It was a while since my last visit. I'm sorry. I've had the most intense week. A bit crazy, actually. I feel like my head's so full with thoughts about what's going on that it will burst any second now. I met your old friend, Guide. She told me quite a lot about you. I can't believe how different it was. You were, in comparison with what Father used to tell me. I'm sure you know what to do now. Guide said you were smart and strong. And so are you. It's in your blood. What? Who said that? Okay, so I guess we're gonna get our fairy scene after all. Despite not meeting the fairies. We are here to aid you. Alright, if you're so helpful, why don't you show yourself? As you wish. Heavens! Who are you? I am the Fairy of the Lake, the one who is praised and feared by souls elated and those of broken spirit. Fairy of the Lake? What? Hey, we beat the fairy, finally. You forgot, but we did not. We honor the conquered with your mother. You forgot everything that had happened. You forgot your mother's sacrifice. Alright, so we're getting a scolding here from the fairy. We have come because you are in need. We have come because we remember. We offer aid, but it has a price. Your mother knew it well. Be careful, for it may cost you dearly. Forgive me, but I know nothing about any sacrifices or concords. Yes, you have lost the knowledge which your mother had. She was always so close to us, so mindful of our presence, our ways. She knew how to dance with us and how to sing for us. She knew about the way a concord is made. She also knew about the weight of the price, that it is never equal to the weight of aid. It grows with time, it blooms, and is reaped. She made her sacrifice to bind us and make us watch over you. We are here. We offer aid. What are you saying? That my mother somehow sacrificed herself for me? I really doubt that. You can play with your doubts as much as you please, as long as your belief in us remains unspoilt. I really can't remember a single situation when a fairy helped me. I never noticed anyone watching me. So much certainty, and yet you speak of memories. You are very young indeed. You believe in certainty where there is only faith. Your mother's faith made this meeting a reality. Her foresight made this an opportunity. She knew you would need us eventually. It is in your blood. Soon you will be facing a grave choice. We are here. We are offering aid. I could use some help. I guess I could use any help I can get. It's not often that I meet someone willing to help me in the first place. Aid carries weight. Heavy may be the price. It tends to flourish with time. Like fate, it is a living thing. I understand. I think that sometimes we have to deal with the unknown and take the risk. If Mum was brave enough to take this plunge, I am too. I will pay the price. You spoke like your mother. Yes, your blood is one. You are forged like her. Soon you will need us. If you are indeed ready to carry the weight, we will make a concord with you. You will receive aid. It's good to know. I'm sick of having to do everything on my own. Even if it is better or safer, I still miss just being able to lean on someone or something else. Also, I'd be a fool not to take this opportunity, even if it does sound a bit dangerous. Your path is unfolding. Soon you will have to act and make a choice. You will be guided by your blood and nature. When it will come to pass, we will be waiting for you. I still can't believe it, any of it. And yet your blood speaks otherwise. You are your mother's daughter. Your fate has brought you to the lake. And the lake is watching you. You keep on repeating things like that, but why me? What makes me so special? Special? What can be special for fate? No, you are simply a thread, and like all threads, you deem your own pattern special, simply because it is yours. I guess it does make sense. Now go home and rest. The time of change is upon you, and you will need strength to carry its weight. But know this, you will remember about us this time. You will remember, or you will receive tenfold the weight your fate has in store for you. And you will regret being so forgetful. All right, the two sisters are coming to wake me up before they go to the tailor. Wake up, Cinders. Does every day have to start with us having to wake you up personally? Rise and shine, sis. What is it? Oh, is it morning already? Someone had an eventful night. I've had the strangest dream. At least I think it was a dream. Or maybe... There's no time to discuss dreams, Cinders. We're leaving. What time is it? Time when only strumpets and their Johns are up and about. Sophia, that was vile. That was the truth. It's barely sunrise and I should be fast asleep. Don't expect me to prance like some dragged, deranged pony just because there's some big, ridiculous party coming up. Why did you have to get up then? What It's not ridiculous. I mean, there are preparations to be made and we should be taking them seriously. We had to get up an hour ago. We need to get these dresses corrected and who knows how much time that will take. Oh yes, the grand ball. Come on, we need to go. Now. Yes, I'm coming. Cinders will be gone for the rest of the day. The house will be left under your supervision. Do you think you can manage that? How can you have any doubts about our little treasure? Just because the distance between her slender fingers and reality is so large doesn't mean she's useless. I'm sure she'll manage to burn the house down at least 3 times over come soon. Such a splendid idea, so out of touch with reality. I love it. As a sign of my gratitude, I shall burn your room first. You're both hopeless. Let's go, Sophia. Goodbye, Cinders. Yeah, toodles, and watch your fingers. Goodbye, Gloria. Keep Sophia clear of any sharp objects, all right? Bye, Sophia. You little sociopath. So that was a pretty surprising exchange. Everybody's gone except me. Back to their important businesses, plots, and grand balls. Why would they care about what I may want? It's just poor little Cinders, no one important. What could such a meek creature do but just sit and whine, and then comply? Well, not this time. Today is going to be different. It's the first day of the rest of my life, and it's high time I made some changes. I don't yet know how, but I'm going to that ball, and I'll make their jaws drop. And when I get back, everything is going to be different. If my, for lack of a better word, family thought I'd silently bring them a cane and wait for the next blow, they're in for a surprise. We'll see who will have the last laugh after the ball is over. Oh, I swear, things are going to change around here sooner than they think, and sooner than you might think, Cinders. I need a plan, though, or at least a dress and a way to get into the ball. The rest I can just wing. Both Madame Gade and that creature from the lake offer to help me when I finally know what I want. I swear, it's like I have 2 fairy godmothers. Having help is a nice change, though. A sign the tables are already turning. So whose word should I trust? To whom would it be better to be indebted? Who's less likely to mess it up for me? I have to pick the fairy. Madame Guide's offer seemed genuine, maybe even honest, but she seems dead set on getting what she wants, no matter the cost. And hell knows what that is when it comes to me and my future. Not that the fairy is too comprehensible or predictable. But there is no gain and no improvement without some sacrifice, and at least with the fairy, the accomplishment will be great, and the sacrifice will be nobody's but my own. I think I could sneak out and go talk with her before Carmosa returns. Off I go then, to find the one who cannot be found. I think that's how they used to call the little folk in the old tales. I do hope she decides to show herself. Let the magic begin. Alright, we didn't even have the choice to try and sneak into Carmosa's study because we don't know anything about money problems or the will. So, gonna skip right past that and go to the forest. Okay, so had the same conversation with the fairy. Cinders thought she was talking to herself for the longest time, but now it is choice time, and to get the group fate ending, you have to retake the residence, so that's what we're gonna go for. If I'm ever going to be happy, I need to become truly independent. And independence comes from status, prestige, and social standing. I learned that from Carmosa herself. That's why I am going to take her place. Only then I can turn my house into a place where I can live happily. But frankly, I have no idea how to approach it. How am I supposed to retake the house with Carmosa still running the place? It seems there is an obstacle on your path, a barrier placed by another whose path crosses with yours. As long as the other path continues, yours is blocked. You must erase it. Wait, you mean that I should kill her? Yes, such is the way of fate. Each path continues until it is blocked, it splits, or is erased. I wonder if you get the same option from Madame Guide. I doubt she would want to kill Carmosa because Madame Guide actually likes Carmosa. So it might be that it's only on the fairy path where you get this grim fate achievement. Or even the poisoning achievement, really. I'm not really sure. You came to the lake seeking aid, and we are offering it. You seek counsel, and we are ready to provide it. Pay heed and take what you will. We remember the concord made by your mother. You only need to name your wish. Should I really do it? Yes. I never thought things would come to this. Murder. Truly, did you not see the obstacle in your way? Has the thought of removing it never crossed your mind? I don't know, you seem very cool about it. Don't you care about, well, killing? You ask for aid, and this is what we are offering. Such is fate, yours and ours. Yes, it really is fate, isn't it? There simply is no other way. As long as she lives, I can't ever be free. I agree, Carmosa has to die, but how am I going to do it? Mortal bodies are both crude and frail as they wither over seasons, but we know of ways to shorten the seasons and turn them into hours. If you come to your mother's grave at night, you will receive a gift which will make your wish come true. It will all be in accord with the agreement made with your mother. It is only fitting it should happen next to her resting place. Totally morbid. Agreement with my mother. I hope I'm not repeating some family mistake. There is no mistake in fate. If there's no mistake in fate, does the fairy know that I'm going to die from this? Probably because I haven't left any offerings for them. Somehow I don't find it very comforting, and I still can't believe I'm doing this. We can see your mind, and it is clear. You speak of doubt where there is none. You uttered your will, and we have recorded it. You cannot erase it now. So it seems that your path has been decided. Yes, it looks like I have a plan now. I think I know exactly what to do for the first time in my life. I still would like to go to the grand ball, though. Only how am I going to get to the royal palace? That's the hard part. Apart from small details like the guards and me not being invited, there are more pressing issues here. Like, what am I gonna wear? I don't suppose you know a good tailor that works for free? Your seductive nature requires little aid, so providing you with the right clothing will be very easy. Have trust in the lake, Cinders. It remembered your mother's wish and reached out to you offering aid. Come to us before the ball. We will help you, and so the new concord shall be sealed. How do you manage to sound so secretive and eerie all the time? How exactly will you help me? Have trust in the lake, like your mother. Like my mother. Something tells me you're not going to answer me no matter what I say. But fine, I don't have a choice here but to agree with your rules and hope it won't bite me in the rear. Indeed, you must embrace your fate as it unfolds through our works. You will have no trouble doing so. Your blood makes you attuned to sensing both opportunity and necessity. The plan is set. The new gift will be offered. Its weight and price shall unveil in time. You can go. Thank you, I think. I wonder what Mom would say about all this. Alright, we dug our graves. Now we gotta lie in it. Looks like Carmosa's still out. Good. I was honestly afraid I wouldn't be able to get back in time, or worse, stumble upon them on the way home. Nobody should have to come home hoping to find all the people gone, praying to be left alone. Fortunately, with some luck, it's the last time I feel like this. Tomorrow, everything's going to change, one way or the other. I wonder if I'm actually able to do what I'm fighting for. Can I run this house on my own? Seems easy when Carmosa does it. Yell at a few people, humiliate some, be a bitch, and Bob's your uncle. I hope I won't become her. I hope I won't have to. Nobody's as vicious as her. How much better the world would be without Carmosa in it. I wonder, does wishing her bad and plotting to remove her make me her equal after all? Probably so. But all the hurtful things she did over the years, to me, and even to her own poor, broken daughters, she made our lives miserable to satisfy her own ambition. I hate to sound cliche, but she had it coming. Alright, enough of this. I need to go into my room and stay there as usual. When Carmosa comes back, I need to look like nothing is going on. Alright. Not a pleasant night, eh? Dead everywhere, tension in the air. The atmosphere tonight sends shivers down my spine. Do you feel it too? Nah, you don't feel a thing. You're just laying here doing nothing, aren't ya? Not feeling, not caring, no nothing. How bloody convenient for ya. Though if you're there, Uncle Billy, I meant nothing wrong. Just speaking to the dead in general to get me some courage. I still miss ya and all. This is the first time I've seen dialogue from the shady character. Usually it's just everyone saying that a storm is coming, and no shady character in sight. Though maybe it's not Billy that's caring and watching. Little bird has some deceased of her own that should care, eh? If that's the case, here comes your little lassie and nothing you can do about it, no. Sad but true, me dear. Sad but true. Hello? Is anybody there? Oh, what are you doing here? Yeah, hey, what is he doing here? The fairies can't have commissioned him to help with this, could they have? Could ask you the same thing, little bird, but you don't see me sticking me nose where it ain't wanted, eh? Oh, never mind. I have an important meeting planned here, and it is a rather private matter. Ooh, these are usually the most interesting. Me Uncle Bernie always used to say, you want to know the things that matter, look where you're not supposed to, into people's privates. Only later, when he got thrown into that stinking jail, did we find out what he meant, but I got me the knack for snooping lovely wee secrets from him. You really leave me no choice, so let me be frank. I need some privacy here. Do you mind? Not at all, lassie. Do what you must. I won't tell a soul. But maybe you could say what brought you here, eh? A goody-goody such as yourself. Would you please just leave? I could, but where you gonna get the poison, eh, little bird, eh? What? It's you? How? So, the shady character and the fairy have some connection here, huh? 'Cause I guess he's the deliverer or provider of the poison. You a bit slow, birdie, or what? Don't tell me you expected the bloody Prince Bloody Charming. But who told you to be here? How did you know I'd be waiting? One question at a time. I remember when our Lucy used to wander about everything when she was little. Bloody nosy that brat was. Stop blabbering and spill it. There you go again, lassie, not listening, interrupting. That's not nice now, is it? Don't they teach noble birds any manners these days? I wonder if he's from the Sealy Court, if the other fairy is from the... What is the other one called? Is it just called the Unseelie Court? No, the Sealy Court is the proper one. The Unseelie one is the shady one, right? Maybe the shady character is a fairy. Who knows? Would you be so kind as to tell me... Oh, the hell with that. How did you know? And what bloody difference does that make? I got's what you want. I brought it to you. If you wanted to chat, you should have asked for a conversational... speaker, lassie. So? Are you going to give me that poison or not? I thought you never asked, lassie. Here you go. It looks so normal. An innocent little bottle. How does it work? Whoosh! Come closer. You ready to know its secret? Alright. It kills people. Demons! Don't you have a job to do here? One that you got paid for? Or did you come here just to brighten my day? No need to get angry, so stop wrinkling your pretty face, eh? I got you the poison, and the job's already paid in full of that, I'm sure. That's actually really good, since I don't have any money. Hey, I still have the 25 coins from Tobias, right? No need to worry, lassie. Everything is settled fair and square, like I said. So, will you tell me how this works? The poison, I mean? It's a devil in a bottle, that thing is. You give it to the soon-to-be deceased with a drink, then they walk and talk for several more hours. A plane is flying by. I wonder if you can hear it. They're dead, you see, but they look fine. The little demon slowly works its way inside them. Then, bam! A heart attack. We'll fool the boldest dog, it will. I wonder with the grim fate ending. If I end up drinking the poison. And if that's how I die. That's pretty handy, I guess. More than you know, lassie, but you will learn soon enough, methinks. Thank you for explaining everything to me, and for the help. It's how I work. You can recommend me to anyone. I hope you get what you wished for. Thanks. Until next time, then. Though I do hope it's not too soon. How does forever sound, Cinders? So long, little bird. Who would have guessed she'd look like such a nice girl? I guess they don't make 'em like they used to, eh? Okay, and now the usual dialogue about the storm coming, except it's not a storm. Okay, so we had our usual, I guess, little couple scenes with everyone when the storm is coming, except there's no storm. But we do have a little bit of change in dialogue here. Before Carmosa and the girls leave, we're actually going to go see Carmosa. But first, I need to pay my good stepmother a visit. I have a gift for her, after all. Haven't I forgotten about anything? I admit that even I am feeling nervous today. Enter. It's just me. I brought breakfast so you can eat it here without interrupting, whatever you're doing. You seem very busy. What has happened to you, girl? Since when are you serving me meals without being ordered, or care for how tight my schedule is for that matter? I don't know, I thought you must be busy with the ball and all the preparations. I just try to be nice for once. What's going on with you? Why are you so tense? On a second thought, don't answer that. I don't have time for this nonsense. Put the tray on the desk and leave. Okay, Perrault making his usual rounds. Okay, had the usual conversation with the fairy as well, and now we have some new ominous dialogue, where after Cinders thanks the fairy, she says, "Indeed, you do. And remember this, fate is never changed cheaply. To lift its weight and alter the shape of countless future matters, it all comes at a price. A price which grows with seasons. Once it is ripe, it will be revealed, and you will be summoned to pay it. We wish you good fortune, Cinders. It is time for you to go. To go to death. Palace first, then death. Okay, so the prince and Perrault had their usual pep talk before the grand ball started. Then Carmosa gave her usual pep talk to Gloria and Sophia. However, Gloria did the same thing, but Sophia has a little bit of different dialogue. Oh, sure, look around. I must shine like a real gem in these murky waters of lies and intrigue, pure and innocent like the morning breeze. Oh, how lovely it must be to be royalty and speak like that all the time, rather than just when you've had a little too much wine. You think so? Unfortunately, I don't really care that much for polished speech coming from anyone who probably wants something from me. As you can see, I'm not really queen material. I'm too stupid to rule over anything, so hold that flood of appreciation and keep flattery to yourself, thank you. You may be many things, but you certainly don't seem stupid. Yes, my wit exceeds even my beauty. Listen, I don't care, all right? I don't want to be here. Nothing you can say will change that. Actually, I think I'm just going to go now. I've done my job, made a conversation, and I've beaten my sister. I think it's time to finish this. So, take care, Prince. Nice ball and everything. What the? Heavens! This ball is turning into a madhouse rather rapidly. Too bad, though. This one I started to like. Okay, so we are back at it. Cinders is meeting the prince. And it seems like there's new dialogue. I don't really know why. Interesting. And not a second too early, Your Highness. Judging by the look on your face, I can tell you have found the ball to be a rather poor source of entertainment. Is that so, my lady? And what else have you observed on my face, if I may ask? I have noticed a flame of interest in your eyes when you saw me. I recognized it immediately, as I have seen it many times before. I see. And may I know where you have seen it? Why, in the eyes of other men, of course. Men who wanted something and who were driven to achieve it. That is a lot of information collected from a single gaze, my lady. Is it? I'm sure every person here would agree that reading people's characters and motivations from the way they behave is an absolutely crucial skill. For example, take a look at that astonishingly stiff young woman over there. Would you say she is simply nervous, or perhaps suffering from gastric problems? Or maybe, just maybe, she was coerced to do something against her will. Why is she clenching that tiny silk bag so tightly? Could it be that she is carrying something dangerous? Indeed, she does look pale and nervous. What if her scheming parents decided the ball is the perfect opportunity to have one of her rivals removed? And who would suspect an innocent girl of carrying poison? I wouldn't call the captain of the guard just yet. Wait one more minute and observe her closely. This is very new. I guess it's because it's the poison path, huh? She's leaving, going towards the restroom. Ah, gastric problems then? She must be keeping her medication in that ridiculous little bag. Nobody sane would hide poison in something so visible anyway. I'm impressed. You're not only very observant, but also persuasive. For a moment, you had me considering calling Perrault and having that girl searched. What I find most intriguing, however, is the fact that I can't decide if you wish to manipulate me into arresting her or not. My prince, I am shocked. Arresting the poor, ailing creature only to make this ball slightly more entertaining? Such an appalling thought. The truth is, I prefer to keep my eyes open and pay attention to details, especially since this is my first time at the court. And yet you seem perfectly suited for this uninviting environment. Venom can be lethal regardless of the size of the snake. It is the one who did not see it who should be blamed if the snake did bite. A ruthless, if effective philosophy. Strange words coming from the future king. How will you reign, my prince, surrounded by poisonous creatures, without protection or a viper of your own? I must admit, you are an intriguing woman, my lady. Very different from the rest of the people who came here today. They don't seem to be even slightly bothered by the masks they have to wear. I wonder if it's so because they wear them every single day as well. But you are different. You may be wearing a mask, but you speak to me plainly and honestly, risking being misunderstood or simply rejected. I can appreciate that, even if you did leave me a bit flabbergasted. I know exactly what you mean, Your Highness. Being raised in a place filled with deceit and spite, I learned very well the value of masks. When threatened, people will rather forget who they are than risk being hurt, and if their surroundings require it, they will lose themselves forever, only to survive. We are all slaves to convention, from a servant to a lord. I must admit, I find the dictum terrifying, that all of us are merely actors on some stage set out for us. Be it others or fate, being determined by things we can't control is frightening. I know it all too well. You speak of your family. I thought it was weird, personally, that Cinders was still, extremely flirty. The dialogue didn't change very much after she talked about fate and not being able to change things. It was still very, ooh, what about my eyes, my prince? What about my neck? What about my chest? And it's in this setting in particular, it's you had sex with Tobias twice. You already said you're very serious about him more than once. With Perrault, I mean, maybe I can understand because it's oh, you don't really know each other yet. You don't really know who you are to each other yet. But with Tobias, it's very clear. So I'm just uncomfortable with how flirty Cinders was with the prince. Even though she already seemed very committed to Tobias, in my opinion. And it's not to say that I'm against polyamory. Polyamory is great, but that's only if everyone in the relationship is aware and consents to it. Otherwise, it's cheating. Alright, so we had our usual chat with Carmosa and the girls. Perrault was asking for me and now he's here, so I wonder what's going to happen because it's been several hours and Carmosa is not dead. So I don't even know if anyone drank the poison. I was thinking I might get executed for trying to poison Carmosa, but I'm almost wondering, still, if I'm going to get forced to drink the poison. You were looking for me, Captain? It's a bit of a surprise to see you here. I'm sure it is. Cinders, you are hereby arrested for poisoning attempt on Lady Carmosa, your stepmother. Oh! What? That's impossible! Cinders, is that true? Of course not. Why would I do it? These accusations are ridiculous. Cut the act. We know what you tried to do, and I made sure there was proof of your actions. Lady Carmosa has supplied a sample of the poisoned meal. The reagent used was deadly and hard to discover. None of our alchemists had any idea it was a murder attempt. This is outrageous! You have found poison and immediately jumped to the conclusion it was me? She could as well plan it there herself to get me arrested. How can you honestly think it was me? I didn't honestly think you would make me breakfast and serve it in my private chambers. Of that you had no habit either. Did you really think I would not get suspicious at all? Already the second whiff revealed the deadly smell of poison. I got it to the captain immediately. I can't believe it! She finally flipped! I knew you were not happy, but that is a bit of an, forget the expression, overkill. Don't you think, Cinders? You could also wait for me. 2 heads are better than 1. Sophia! Captain, this woman is lying. She wants to get rid of the last member of my father's family, to finally be sure the household belongs solely to her. No reminders to the contrary. A nice story, that is. Quite believable. It doesn't hold a candle to the proof Lady Carmosa provided, though. You are exactly what I despise in this world. Treachery and backstabbing. It's not a lie. Carmosa benefited from my mother's death, then plotted for my father's death and taking over the whole estate. She also had an indecent scheme to come closer to the throne. The girl has clearly lost her mind, throwing baseless accusations around like this. Next thing you know, she'll blame you for yesterday's storm or bad crops. Be silent, girl. You are only making it worse for yourself. There is no turning back. Did you really think that you could outsmart me? Now face it, you have lost. Enough. I've had enough of this household and its games for tonight. You are going with me, Cinders. Goodbye, Captain. I can't believe it. Idiots. Wow. So do I get executed? A few hours earlier. Okay, so the shady character and the fairy are having conversation. So far it's been almost exactly, not pretty much, it has been exactly the same as I've seen before, where the fairies are like, oh, she performed some rites, she's just like her mother, and the shady character is like, no, I think she got off fine on her own, but this is new dialogue right here. Looked more like her stepmother to me. Lots of tiny busy wheels inside her mind. A cold and calculating heart, but stout and driven. She will lift herself to greatness, or fail miserably trying, with a thud. But all this time she won't be given a bloody toss for some old superstitions and fairy tale magics, which is exactly how it should be. Silence. Begone, old snake. You have disturbed our domain for too long. But, that being said, that was the only thing different about the conversation between the shady character and the fairy, which I guess that just one bit of dialogue I saw gets activated if you choose to try and poison Carmosa, whether you succeed or fail. In my case, I failed, so I guess I got executed. I thought I might be forced to drink the poison myself, but here's the ending. Cinders' desperate attempts at winning her freedom backfired at her cruelly. Instead of breaking free from her stepmother's rule, she ended up in the royal dungeon. Broken with guilt and a sense of failure, she quickly fell in health and passed away in her cell. She was buried next to your mother on the old cemetery in the forest. Only Tobias the merchant comes to tend to her grave and mourn for the loss of his old friend and love. He blames himself for not noticing how desperate she was to break free. Maybe there was something he could do to help her. Oh, okay. That's the ending. That's the grim fate. Let's quit to the menu. Hey, I got a new ending! Yep, there's a skull. I'm dead. A miserable death. Great. So, that was interesting to see the poison path. And of course there is the one where poisoning succeeds. And for that ending, you need to be on good terms with Carmosa so that she'll trust you and drink the poison directly when you give her breakfast. And I think I was mostly interested in how Gloria and Sophia would treat me. Because I wasn't friends with them, that they hated me actually. So that was kind of interesting dialogue to see. Kind of unexpected that Sophia would have different dialogue with the prince. But that's it. That's the grim fate ending. It took me a while to get there, but here it is. I do have the poisoning one left. May or may not record that one again because the grim fate one took way more episodes than I thought. I almost thought, I was like, oh, there won't be that many variations. I can fit it in like one episode. No, it's like 5 episodes now for grim fate. So again, not sure if I want to go through all of that again to get on Carmosa's good side, which I would have to start from the beginning for, because you need to be on Carmosa's good side, and that starts all the way from the very first choices you make. So who knows if I'll record it. If I don't, then you'll just have to buy Cinders yourself and play it and get the successful poisoning achievement. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed watching this Grim Fate playthrough of Cinders. I'm SAmaryllis. I hope you have a great day and that you remember to be kind to yourself and to others. Goodbye!